Although this duo is best known for a single song, they did record a number of fascinating R&B and rock and roll hybrids in the mid to late 50s, and playing on innumerable 50s sessions for different labels. One half of this duo was one of the best guitar players in early rock and roll. The pair got to step outside of their comfort zone with some groundbreaking, piercing, lean, and bluesy leads. This duo's vocals were engagingly humorous, occasionally cunning and snarky, and made up for any lack of smoke and firepower with charm. Their albums were erratic, but at their finest, they delivered a seductive combination of blues, bo diddley, calypso, and doo-wop. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Mickey and Sylvia. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Mike Houston Mickey Baker was born October 14th, 1925 in Louisville, Kentucky. His mother was 12 years old when he was born in a brothel owned by his grandmother. His father, who played the piano at the brothel, was of Scottish-Irish descent. Baker's mother was imprisoned in 1936, leaving him in an orphanage at the age of 11. As he repeatedly ran away and had to be collected by staff members in St. Louis, New York City, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. The orphanage eventually gave up hunting for him, and when he was 16, he settled in New York City. He worked as a laborer and later a dishwasher, but after spending time in the pool halls on 26th Street, he quit his normal job to become a full-time pool shark. By 19, Baker had chosen to make a change in his life and return to dishwashing, but he was still ambitious to be a jazz musician. The trumpet was his first choice of instrument, but with only $14 saved up, he couldn't find a pawn shop that sold anything other than guitars for that amount. He enrolled in the New York School of Music, but found the learning rate too sluggish, so he dropped out and decided to teach himself instead, only to give up soon after. 6 months later, he met a street guitarist who motivated him to start playing again, and he continued to take private lessons from various teachers for the following few years. His musical approach was influenced by saxophonist Charlie Parker. By 1949, Baker had his own combo and a few steady jobs. He chose to go to the West, but he discovered that progressive jazz music was not well received there. Baker was stranded without work in California when he saw a show by blues guitarist Pee Wee Crayton. Baker said of the encounter, "I asked Pee Wee, you mean you can make money playing that stuff on guitar?" Here he was driving a big white Eldorado and had a huge buzz for his band. "So I started bending strings. I was starving to death, and the blues were just a financial thing for me then." He found a few jobs in Richmond, California, and made enough money to return to New York. After returning east, Baker began recording for Savoy King and Atlantic Records. He did sessions with Doc Pomus, The Drifters, Ray Charles, Ivory Joe Hunter, Ruth Brown, Big Joe Turner, Louis Jordan, A. Coleman Hawkins, and numerous other artists. Sylvia Vanterpool, a singer and composer, was born on March 26, 1936 in Harlem, New York. Her parents hailed from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. She was known as Little, named Sylvia as a teenager, and she released a number of small R&B singles for the Savoy and Jubilee labels between 1951 and 1953. Mickey and Sylvia first met while he was her music instructor. He taught Sylvia, a pupil, in his guitar lesson. Les Paul and Mary Ford were a successful husband and wife duet in the 50s, influenced by Mickey and Sylvia as they became known after recording their debut R&B hit, Find Love, on the Cow record label in 1954. You're gonna miss your cool mama and you, my fine lover. Mickey and Sylvia also recorded 3 further songs for Rainbow Records. I'm So Glad, la, 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 la. I'm singing this happy tune, and Rise Sally Rise in 1955. Left this house
night. I know what they would do, but I rock.
Where's My Honey in 1956?
I don't care what you do. No, still in love with you.
Sylvia married Joseph Robinson in 1959, and shortly after, she and Mickey recorded Love Is Strange, which was originally sung by Bo Diddley.
When you leave me.
The duo broke up in 1958 after releasing 2 further songs for Veek Records, Ought to Be a Law,
Cruelty to love, then you would have.
and Dearest in 1957.
Try my love again, yeah.
Mickey and Sylvia parted in 1958 because Vanderpool decided to pursue a solo career. Vanderpool married Joseph Robinson in 1959 and thereafter went by the name Sylvia Robinson. Baker replaced her with the vocalist Kitty Noble. Mickey and Kitty recorded 3 albums on Atlantic Records. In 1959, Baker also released his debut solo album, The Wildest Guitar. Hugo and Luigi rejoined Mickey and Sylvia at RCA Victor in 1960 following a 2-year sabbatical. They also formed a publishing firm. In 1961, they founded Willow Records, which was distributed by King Records and released the hits Love Drops.
Now they're trying to tell me.
And Baby, You're So Fine.
You held my hands and you kissed my lips, baby.
That year, Robinson contributed to Ike and Tina Turner's smash song, It's Gonna Work Out Fine. She produced the music and performed guitar, but she did not receive credit. The tune earned Ike and Tina Turner their first Grammy Award nomination. Ike Turner penned Mickey and Sylvia's song, He Gave Me Everything, which was released as a B-side single to Since I Fell For You in 1962.
He gave me a brother too.
Baker relocated to France in the 60s and collaborated with other French musicians. In 2012, he passed at the age of 87 in his home in Toulouse, France. Mikey and Sylvia's most known song, Love Is Strange, has been performed by a variety of musicians, including the Everly Brothers. There's Buddy Holly and Peaches and Herb, and appears on the soundtracks of the films Dirty Dancing, Badlands, and Casino. All Platinum Records was created in 1968 by Sylvia and her husband, Joe. In 1973, Sylvia released her best-known solo album, Pillow Talk, which peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100 charts. At the age of 43, Sylvia Robinson founded Sugar Hill Records and brought together 3 teenage rappers to create the Sugar Hill Gang, earning her the nickname the Godmother of Hip-Hop. In 1979, this group recorded Rapper's Delight, widely regarded as the first hip-hop song. It peaked at 37 on the R&B chart and helped bring in the hip-hop era. Sylvia passed away on September 29, 2011 at the age of 76 from congestive heart failure. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from Mickey and Sylvia?